A week ago, I got my gut microbiome test results back, and I found a supplement that I needed that I had never heard of before. And I'm telling you, I am already feeling a boost in my gut health and in my overall energy. In today's video, I'm gonna walk you through my entire experience and show you my results with getting this test done through Superpower. Let's get into it. Now, before we dive in, I do want to let you know I've partnered with Superpower on this video. So if you click that first link down below in the description and use that promo code, you are going to get an extra $20 off your annual plan, which is going to test over 100 biomarkers. From there, you could purchase the gut microbiome test as well. And this is going to give you a full array of what is happening inside your body. Now, when I started this process, I was really after some key information. When I eat and I feel tired afterwards, I want to know, is that normal or is it abnormal? And also in the midday, afternoon, if I would eat, I would start to feel very sluggish. So I had even gotten to these creative ways of avoiding certain foods or not eating at all until the evening. But I wanted to find out if there was actually more I could do to support my health in a different way, because they say the gut is the second brain. So I wanted to be able to see if there was something I could do to boost my energy. I want to be able to work more, get more done, have more joy and energy and focus when I'm with family and friends. So I wanted to see if there's anything internally that I could change by taking a look at these results. And there was a lot of good information. Now, when you get your results with Superpower, as you see on my screen, you're gonna get this 25-page report about your gut. Man, I didn't know there was so much information about my gut. All right, here we go. So you'll see a little bit of data here. What I would say is there's a lot of information here. And in my opinion, when I first looked at this, I was a bit overwhelmed. I had no idea of how to interpret this. However, not to fret. Inside your Superpower account, you have access to your concierge, where you could just basically ask anything and be able to get relevant information on any of your test results. And so here I got an overview with some specific things that I need to prioritize that we're gonna talk about now. First is this overall picture of my gut. There was some great information here that just helped bring peace of mind. First, it says I am 83 out of 100 in my score, which puts me in the top 10 percentile. That is incredible for my age group specifically. That is incredible. Also, I have a lot of diversity, apparently. 449 species detected. That sounds kind of weird, but that's how it works. And the average median is about 103. So it sounds like I'm doing really well here. And 61% of my microbiome is classified as beneficial. Amazing. This is where it gets really valuable though. 0% is unfriendly. Now, I don't know all the potential, I'm not a doctor, I don't know all the potential symptoms or things that could be going on, but I do want to know how healthy my gut is and how it's working. What I know here is there's no pathogens, no parasites, and no fungal overgrowth and whatever else here. That is incredible information. Sometimes the best results are the ones that come back and just tell you you're all good to go. Now, I think I found the culprit on what was making me so tired after eating. Now, it was this Akkermansia, which, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, apparently I have none inside my gut. Now, let's take a look at this. Now, this thing lives in your gut's mucus layer and is one of the most important microbiomes for metabolic health. It supports glucose handling, cholesterol metabolism, and your gut barrier integrity. Now, let me say a few things. This discovery is huge for me. I personally have high LDL cholesterol. It's hereditary. It's just in my blood or my body or whatever. Now, these three things are really important. When your glucose spikes, it changes your energy. For me as well, I have hereditary high cholesterol, and so my LDL is generally high, and the fact that my body isn't able to metabolize it quickly is another major sign here of something I need to pay attention to. And the third, when your gut barrier integrity is weak, that leads to leaky gut, which again affects your energy. And this is where I love Superpower. It knows all of this, and it's able to then summarize it relevant to me. So given your hereditary high LDL and family history of diabetes, getting your Akkermansia back online matters a lot. They are absolutely right. Now, they recommend some like natural ways I can get this, and as well as this actual like supplement, but I found a supplement that is specifically for Akkermansia from Body Health, which is a company I work with, or not work with, a company that I buy a lot of supplements from. And so that, alongside my probiotic and prebiotic, is a great combination for me. And I am going to talk about how I'm feeling after just 7 days of taking this a little bit later in the video, but I do want to cover a little bit more in the results. So the first thing here, this is a huge discovery for me that I would never know. A doctor can never see it by looking at me. It's only found by doing a test like this. And I'm so grateful because it has uncovered something that, for me, the fact that it is at 0% tells me that, hey, I kind of eat and drink some of these foods. And so the fact that I have 0% means it's probably part of this hereditary condition, or I don't want to say scientifically if I know that, but I do want to say it is probably something that does need supplementation. Now, I did talk with the team at Superpower, and they said, hey, supplements for this specifically are new on the market, but feel free to give it a try. And so maybe in the future I might do a retest, but I am gauging on how I feel, and I can't wait to share with you what that experience has been like. Now, let's take a look at some other aspects here as well. The next thing it said is I have excessive protein fermentation. So basically, you have a lot of protein in your body, and the culprit is probably your perfect amino supplement. Now, again, it knows what supplements I'm taking, and so it knows exactly where that could be coming from, and it gives me a perfect care plan to consider. Take a look here. Consider stopping the perfect aminos for now and see how you feel over the next 4 to 6 weeks. And this is what I love about something like this, is that I actually understand a little bit about what's going on here, and so it gives me enough information to be able to make educated decisions for my body. And I can chat more with the concierge here and learn more, or chat with the team at Superpower to learn more as well. And so in my case, I'm actually not going to stop taking the supplement that it mentioned here, because I think it still supports my body well. But what I am going to do is supplement it with fiber, which I believe will offset the elevated results here. Now, let's take a look at this third one. You're seeing here, it's basically saying, hey, you should probably eat some more fermented foods more often. Okay, great. I can definitely do that. Now, the fourth one I want to talk about here before we get into my results is fiber. It's saying here that I should probably be eating more mushrooms, or apple with the skin, pear, or citrus. Basically, aim to eat 30 different plant foods per week. Now, I do use a food delivery service called Thistle, and I don't eat it every day, but for when I do eat it, I probably get close to 15 to 20, maybe 25 different plants inside of me every single week. Now, what I love here about Superpower as well is they actually give me a framework for my day that can implement and coordinate everything that I need to be doing. First, you can see when the recommendations are and what they are as well. And if I want to go deeper, I can. That's the best part of this entire experience. I could search all of my results, and I could ask very specific questions as well. And if you take a look here on my screen, you could see this is a conversation I had with the Superpower advisory team, and they gave me even more clarity on this specific supplement. Hey, should you take it, or should you consider something else? They were able to speak specifically to that. Now, since I had zero Akkermansia, that's why I really was like, I need to take a supplement, not just eat some berries. I would have to eat a ton of berries to even get close to what I needed. But as soon as I started taking this, I started to notice a difference. Now, it's been just about 7 days, and even last night, I ate fried chicken with French fries, and afterwards, I didn't feel this sluggish, tired, exhausted feeling that I would normally feel after a meal like that. And hey, don't judge me with the meal I ate. But this really gets me thinking about some next steps. Now, if this is helping me metabolize my cholesterol better, that is gonna help with my LDL and HDL scores as well, which is huge for my heart health. As well as thinking about how I handle glucose inside my body, this is gonna help make sure that I am processing and operating the way that is best for my entire system. Overall, I have felt a lot less of these like spikes and drops in energy, and have felt more consistent throughout my day. which means I'm not wasting a bunch of time going up and down in my emotions and my energy every single day. And it all was with a $40 or maybe $50 supplement that is helping me do that. And so I feel a great boost of energy and I feel more alive with getting this gut microbiome test. And I'm honestly really grateful I did it. Now, for me, I would say this was 100% worth it, but let's take a look at the pricing and talk a little bit about it. Here on my screen, you can see the pricing right now is set at $239 at the time of filming. You could also see a sample report here by clicking on this, and it'll open up another tab with a report for you that looks similar to what I showed you earlier. Now, as you can see, understanding your results could help you address all these things right here: bloating, brain fog, fatigue, food intolerances, autoimmune flare-ups, poor recovery, and low energy. Those are great things that if you make a shift, one shift that helps you change those items, is it worth $239? Or said differently, can you generate way more value than that if you have better energy throughout your day, or if you're not fatigued throughout the day? That is huge. Going a little bit more in depth, you'll see what's measured here, and this is gonna give you a better sense of what's happening. We talked about leaky gut earlier. This is gonna screen for signs of gut lining damage, which may allow harmful substances to pass into your bloodstream. And that's part of why me taking the supplement is so helpful. And probably the biggest one, because you'll never know just by guessing, you'll identify if there are any parasites, overgrowth, and fungi that could lead to additional problems happening inside your body. Now, most importantly, you might be asking, how does this test happen? Well, it's not a blood test. What happens is they mail to you a little kit, and you basically take a stool sample, which can sound overwhelming. Honestly, it felt a little overwhelming at first, but when you do it, it's actually really, really easy. You put it back in the box, you wash your hands a ton before, middle, after, all the times, just wash your hands, and then you just ship that back, and you'll get your results about 3 to 4 weeks later. Best part is I'm updating Superpower here to give them an update on my health, that I started taking this 7 days ago, so that I could keep track of it long term as I do additional tests, or if I have future updates that I want to share, it's going to know that I'm now taking this supplement. And this is alongside all the additional information that I have here about my actual body and my health. I have a whole nother video walking through this if you do have more questions about Superpower. But the one thing I would say is I'm not 100% sure if you're actually able to do this gut microbiome test alone. I don't think you can. I think you need to have a Superpower subscription up front, but in my opinion, it is well worth it, because I know that if you take this test anywhere else, it's probably not going to give you such advanced features and communication where you can have a conversation with it at such a high level and get such clarity from the results. And if you are ready to get started and find ways to boost your overall daily energy, definitely check out that first link down below in the description with the code. If you got value from this video, subscribe. If you have questions, leave them in the comments below. And with that, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.